All Cindy wants is to be on the cheerleading squad. But what will she have to do to make it? Find out in 2021's Cheer for Your Life. I'm Jay Harangue and I've wasted hours of my life watching terrible films.
You should subscribe.
This is Cindy Braverman and she's the main character.
Hi.
Her dad's dead and her mum's not been on a date since he died. After sipping from a cup that's bigger than her head, Cindy's like, Mum, why don't you start shagging some of the sports coaches at the school? But her mum's like, I'm all right, thanks. Cindy and her friend Allison are about to start Cheerleader Initiation Week, also known as Hell Week. That night, Cindy's mum takes her out to get ice cream at a place where all the school cheerleaders, known as the Queen Bees, hang out. Over at their table, one of them, Lisa, is being groped by this fat mess Lenny, so she runs away.
She's so sensitive.
Yeah, Lisa, get over it. Then a couple of Queen Bees come over and introduce Cindy to Brent. She's like, oh, I know who Brent is.
Wow, I'm flattered.
But turns out she knows all the other players on the football team too.
Adam Walker, quarterback.
In his mid-30s, lives with his parents, works at a surf shop. Looks like an absolute twat.
Dave Simpson, running back.
Right, I'm not having this at all. There's no way Dave is an athlete of any sort. Looks more like he wanks over Star Trek. Anyway, cut to the first day of school. Any actual lessons are irrelevant at this school. The only thing that matters is Cheerleader Initiation Week and a bit of bullying.
Sorry, loser.
This is Miss Parker and she hates Initiation Week.
Let me know if they go too hard on you, okay?
Right, classes are finished. Let's get on with some cheerleading. Head cheerleader Fiona tells Cindy and her friends the first rule.
If you talk about Initiation Week to anyone, the consequences will be severe.
Then the football team come over and spray them with fire extinguishers. Some foam gets in Allison's eye and she cries, so now everyone hates her. And when they get back to the locker rooms, remember Lisa who was being groped by Lenny last night? Yeah, well, she's dead.
Okay.
And here to share sensitive information with the victim's classmates is Officer Hanson of the Useless Lifetime Police Department.
Hello, everybody. It looks like she slipped in the shower.
Is that what the police do? Share their initial findings with anyone who happens to be there?
No.
Unless anyone else knows something about Ms. Kwan that might be helpful here.
What? Unbelievable. That night, there's someone hanging around outside Cindy's house in a black hoodie watching her get changed with binoculars. But more on that later. Despite the trauma of finding out one of their friends is dead, they're back in for day 2 of Initiation Week the next day. Good, so everyone's over it.
Yep.
The girls act as if being sprayed with water is the worst thing ever. If only they knew what was coming at the end.
Too fat, too fat, too fat.
They're then made to hold these poses, but one of the girls pushes Allison over and she cries. When Miss Parker comes in, she's like, right, this stops now. But later in the gym...
Crab walks, let's go.
During the crab walks, the girls are told that 2 of them at a time will be invited to a final initiation party where they'll be giving their all for the school. And when they've done that, they'll be Queen Bees. That night, Miss Parker is attacked while getting into her car by the guy in the black hoodie who steals her car. The next morning, the girls are challenged to go through the whole day without saying any other word except buzz. Those who make it through will be invited to the party that night. Allison fails immediately because she's rubbish. Then Miss Parker walks past Allison and Cindy, stops and tells whoever's on the phone exactly what happened to her last night. So Cindy starts discussing it and gets caught by the Queen Bees. Oops. So she's not going to the party. That night, the girls are driven miles into the woods and left to walk home.
That's because we're awesome.
No, it's because you're so desperate to make the squad, you'll do anything. Well, not anything, but more on that later. Oh no, it's the guy in the black hoodie and he tries to run them over in Miss Parker's car. Allison thinks it must be the Queen Bees messing with them, but they don't say anything because they don't want to get cut from the squad. By the way, there's this whole side plot where Cindy thinks that loser guy at the start could be responsible for this because he's weird. Oh yeah, and his dad wants to shag Cindy's mum, but she's not sure because her husband's not been dead long enough or whatever. But all that's crap, so I'm ignoring it.
Good.
Anyway, the girls make it back from the woods, and the next morning, it's the honey challenge. The first 2 girls to neck a bottle of honey get to go to the party. Kylie and Jessie do it first, so they'll be the first party guests.
That's a lot of sugar, Santa.
They get all dressed up because they're so excited, but the next day, none of the others have heard from them. When the Queen Bees arrive, they announce that Kylie has made the squad, but Jessie has quit.
What? No, Why would she quit?
Well, we'll find out later.
Are you serious? You're not going to tell us?
No. Anyway, what's important is that Kylie has made it, although she looks a bit disgusted with herself. It's Cece and Dara's turn tonight, and Cindy's desperate to find out what went on. She tries to ask Kylie, but she won't say a word. There's no point asking Cece or Dara tomorrow, because despite having about 20 minutes screen time each, they're non-speaking extras. So Cindy goes over to Jesse's house, where she sees Officer Hanson, the absolute joke of a police officer we met earlier, hanging around outside. He's like, "Where was Jesse last night?" And Cindy's like, "Don't know." And he's like, "Oh," and leaves.
Good work.
Later, Allison's like, "Cindy, one girl's dead, another's missing, and someone tried to run us over. Do you still want to bother with this cheerleading stuff?" And Cindy's like, "Yes, but let's go around Fiona's house tonight and spy on the party through the window."
That could backfire.
Cindy's mum's heard about Jessie going missing, so she grounds Cindy for her own good. But Cindy's got places to be, so she sneaks out.
Going somewhere?
Cindy calls Allison to tell her not to go alone, but she does, and somehow this happens. So she's on crutches, and she's been cut from the squad.
Oh no!
It's the last day of initiation week, and Cindy and this girl Becca are the only ones left to attend the party. The two girls who survived whatever happened at the party look traumatized, but they won't tell anyone what they had to do to make the cut, partly because they're embarrassed and partly because they're non-speaking extras. The Queen Bees are about to make Cindy strip so they can cover her in spray paint and make her go to class naked. But then Miss Parker walks in with some news.
Jesse is dead.
Cindy wants to know how she died. And oh look, Officer Hanson just happens to be hanging around outside the school. Surely he won't give out information to just anyone.
She was hit by a car, a hit and run,
We found some paint chips.
that we matched to a recently stolen car.
Miss Parker's car?
What? I'm sorry, but even the ULPD don't do this. This is shit.
We'll be talking soon.
Yeah, probably, when he's handing out photocopies of unsolved case files at the pep rally. Right, it's time to go to the party, so Cindy sneaks out of the house.
Really? Really?
But this time, Cindy just runs away from her mum and goes to Allison's house to tell her to be outside the party at 9:30. But she's being followed by the guy in the black hoodie, who crashes into her and drags her out of her car.
Brett?
You just wouldn't back off.
Hey, what the hell's going on?
A lucky escape for Allison. Meanwhile, the party doesn't seem too bad. They're all just having dinner together. But then the Queen Bees drugged the orange juice, just in time for Brent to arrive. Okay, it looks like the plan was to drug Cindy so she'd have sex with Brent. But it's not Brent she's there to have sex with. It's Lenny.
My goodness.
And it turns out that Jessie wasn't up for this and tried to run away. So Brent killed her.
What?
Yes. Oh yeah, and he also killed Lisa. The reason for all this, by the way, is because this group of kids have decided that even the ugly players on the team deserve to have sex with cheerleaders. And apparently this has been going on for years. What sort of school is this? Imagine starting a new school, joining the football team, and this guy comes up to you and he's like, "Right, so we've got this thing where we drug the new cheerleaders so that ugly kids can shag them." You'd be like, "What? Doesn't anyone say anything about this?" And he'd be like, "No, because if they do, Brent will just kill them." This is ridiculous. Also, imagine being the actor hired to play Lenny and reading the script. He must have been like, "What the fuck?" Anyway, this girl Amber walks in and she's like, "Hang on, I didn't know this was going on." And Fiona's like, "Shut up, Amber. You'll be having sex with Lenny too." So they tie Cindy and Amber up on the bed. Luckily, Cindy's mum has arrived and throws Brent over the banisters. But as she's about to untie Cindy, Fiona comes in with a gun.
What?
Yes, this is shit. Cindy's mum manages to grab the gun but ends up accidentally stabbing Fiona with a knife before the police come and arrest everyone involved in this ludicrous scheme. At an unspecified time later, we see that Cindy is a queen bee, as are all the other girls who had sex with Lenny. And that's the end of the film, so until next time. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and please consider joining my Patreon. There's a link in the description. Thank you.